Shalom, all praises to the Most High Anoka said, who is eternal, loving kindness. Praise be to the Holy Spirit, the Kahi, who is the breath and who is wisdom. In the name of the only begotten Son, who I listen to in all things, the Messiah, Motsah the Lamb, who is the Word, as well as being loving kindness. And I ask that Anoka said's light shine upon this lesson as I hope to exchange some significant information. And this news about Comet Neowise is nothing huge, it's nothing spectacular, but it's significant, in my opinion, of course. The last time we had a perihelion, we had a race riot. So I think this is definitely something to pay attention to. We just had that whole Ring of Fire on their so-called Father's Day. And as far as what a sister has told me, as well as, something that I've been thinking about, I think these dates, when it comes to these particular holidays like Father's Day, Mother's Day, their so-called Christmas, the reason why these things are so important because these represent their whole dynamic. So I guess before the 60s or the 40s, wherever that time period, they were worshiping or venerating the demonic masculine principle. So they worship the white man pretty much, or the men who were in charge. So that would signify the father, or Cush, because everything is based on Cush, Nimrod, and his wife / mother. So, excuse me, the whole society is based on those three things. It's based on the father, the mother, and the son. So we passed the father part, and we're transitioning from the mother into the son, because the whole thing about, if you guys have been paying attention at all, you've noticed that they're putting women on such an abnormal pedestal. And if you read the books of remembrance, you'll understand exactly why they do it. Because that is one of the ways how they directly go against the acts of creation. When you put women in positions of authority and they don't have a husband, they don't have a head, that's out of order. And they know this. This is why they take all the men out the houses and they have the women lead. Women were never supposed to lead. They're supposed to lead through their husbands. If you want to know more about that, you can literally read any of these books. It plainly says it in the Book of Remembrance. But this is how Satan has always tried to attack the masses, and he especially targets us as the true bloodline Israelites. So those are his plans. He definitely hates us, and he has no bounds. But now they're transitioning into the phase of the sun, which is Tammuz, the Baphomet, Samael. That's just what they're doing. So they're making that transition, and you're going to see people outrightly worship the Baphomet, worship Satan. They've already been doing it, but they just had a Luciferian march on that day because they're trying to push the energy of New World Order. Why would they do that? They kept saying that there's a second wave coming in the summer, or regarding the coronavirus, right? Why? How would they be able to predict that? Now all of a sudden, there's this massive satanic event that occurred last Sunday. Whole Luciferian March. In fact, I'm going to show you what Luciferian March means in the Gematria real quick, so I don't forget. Really quick. On that satanic cipher. You never, ever see 666 in the satanic. You never see that. You never see that. That's so crazy to me. So they had that whole thing last Sunday. They're gearing up for something big. That's really what I'm talking about. Do not be surprised if big things start popping in the TI voice. Don't be surprised, man. Like, dead serious. And don't be surprised if something else occurs on this date that I'm about to share with you. But let's get on with this video.
On Comet Neowise as it's headed towards the sun, visible on the SOHO LASCO C3 instrument. Here it is right down here in the lower right-hand corner. Not the biggest comet in the world, but we'll see how much it fans out the closer it gets to the sun. It's making its way around now. That's from the 25th. Here I zoom in really tight, and it's got an unusual shape to it. You can see it's got a sharp edge at the 12 to 3 o'clock position. That one's kind of got edges not only on the top but on the bottom. Unique little comet that's making its way around the sun. Also,
So, it's getting closer to the sun. I just wanted to show you that so you know what I was talking about, but there's no significance to him talking about that. Let me show you. So, Comet Neowise, the next perihelion, is coming July 3rd. It seems like all of these perihelion dates come right before one of their holidays or one of our holidays. It's very strange. You had their comets, their rings of fire, or whatever, on their dates. Now we have comets, and we had comets on our dates. It's almost like a war or something. I don't know. I can't explain it. I do know that comets are technically ruled by the dark side, but everything has a light and a dark side, so I'm not sure. But they also got the perihelion for Comet Swan. They got it incorrect last time. It was off by a day. They said the 26th. This time they're saying July 3rd. Maybe it could be on July 4th. But I'm just noticing a lot of these things in the skies, they're happening on either our dates or their dates. It's very peculiar. Let me end with this. So why is perihelion important? Find out right now. Near perihelion, comets reach their highest level of brightness, releasing large amounts of gas and dust. Possible outbursts and other unpredictable events might also take place around perihelion. Oh, what was that? I'll say it again. I said it in a monotone voice. I'll say it again. Possible outbursts and other unpredictable events might also take place around perihelion. So it is extremely important to obtain as many observations as possible during this period. Perihelion is very, very significant. So pay attention to July 3rd, July 4th. Something's coming. Oops. Shalom.